Headshot! And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you're in. Welcome to Resident Evil 1 walkthrough. Let's get started, shall we? Or I guess let's start shooting zombies. Alright, as we last left off, I think that we first met with Rebecca in Chris's campaign, and then we finally got the shotgun. I remember what to do. I remember what I did to get the shotgun and how I got the shotgun. It didn't take me long. Well, it took me a little bit, but not like super long. I looked up a little bit of Capcom's history because Capcom has had a really fantastic year last year, but they kind of been on the roll ever since, I guess, Resident Evil 7, when they started doing their own engine, when they had basically the RE engine, pretty much the RE engine. I think it's pretty much a good move. I can't disagree with it. I think it was an absolutely great move. The first game that they actually made was called Little League, made in the 1980s. Capcom has been on a roll. They have been on a roll because I think around a little bit before Dragon's Dogma time, they kind of were going like back and forth on their game quality. That kind of sums it up. At one point, they were at an all-time high. They were just pretty much dishing out and just kind of producing a game like every freaking year, and they were just killing it in the game market. Especially when Street Fighter 2 came out, that was their magnum opus, or whatever the expression is. There's nothing they could have did wrong. When Street Fighter 2 came out, they basically were untouchable. Then their decline kind of happened after May 2010. I started noticing that their games just weren't as strong, not like their early years, and kind of like when they got to Street Fighter 4. They peaked. They peaked by the time they got to Street Fighter 4, but you could tell that their games were kind of slowly declining until they got the RE engine. They got the RE engine. Once they got the RE engine, or they made their own basically software, they're kind of their own Unreal Engine, then Capcom got put on the map again. But enough talk. Let's start with the game that kind of started the Resident Evil series, even though it was basically a remaster of the first game. Good move. Absolutely good move. I have no qualms about it. So what I'm trying to say, fight your fears and survive. That's also what I'm trying to say. But wow, nostalgic for nostalgic's sake, am I right? Alright, 3 minutes. Easily gonna do 50 minutes. I can guarantee you that. Count on that. Oh yeah, I'm definitely putting it in 50 plus minutes. There's no way. This is the grandfather of zombie horror games, done right. And zombie games can go either way, but this is the one that started zombie horror that we know and love today. There have been excellent interpretation of zombie horror, like Resident Evil and some other ones, like Left 4 Dead. And then we have seen kind of like a plethora of horrible horror zombie games. But Resident Evil is the good spectrum of zombie horror games. I never thought zombie horror genre would be really great in terms of Resident Evil. Who knew, right? Well, anyway. Am I a fan of Capcom? Yes, that's also the main thing. I mean, Capcom could have easily kind of became Call of Duty. They really could have. Their quality, or let me put it this way, yeah, their quality could have gone to crap throughout the years. They really could have just doubled down and played it safe.
You should be fine with a little more time.
I doubt it. Alright. I'm kind of refreshing myself of what to do, too. Moonlight Sonata. Well, I know where I'm going. Not because I played like 15 hours of this game just in general. Hey, wait a minute. Are you alive? I thought I had a knife. Yeah, I do. Okay. Hold on. Get up, you! Okay, good. Just have to be sure. This game, you have to double tap the enemies. I would recommend to double tap them. I can say you could actually play normal on this, or you could play easy on this, and you will have so much fun with this. And I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna really do my best, not try to do like a walkthrough of Resident Evil. Because Resident Evil deserves to be kind of like played without any puzzle solutions. But I will understand if you have to Google or do walkthroughs to solve the puzzles, because some of these puzzles are not absolutely easy. Yeah, this controller's kind of finicky. Alright, give me a sec. The quickest way to kind of like fix your controller issue, get a spare controller, which I do. It's not that I don't want to use my go-to. Yeah, it's not that I don't want to use a different controller. It's not that I want to just kind of use my go-to controller. It's just that, yeah. Maybe it's time to get new controllers, like, eventually. Not, like, anytime soon, but I will have to get, like, new controllers. Mind you, I will keep these two controllers that I got, but yeah, even I can tell that they are pretty much wear and tear. Well, they lasted a good while, and at least they work, so there's that. The origins of Chris Boulder punching Redfield, and wow, you really would have been a jail sandwich. I'm waiting for that line. I'm really waiting for that line to happen. I bet my friend could tell me pretty much when he first played it, when it first came to PlayStation, the very first one. Yeah, I heard the voice acting was trash, like absolutely trash. It was very trash. Because at that time, video game directors did not care about voice acting. They cared about selling their games and kind of making their mark for a series, kind of starting a franchise. That is absolutely what they cared about. Yeah, this controller's kind of finicky, but the left analog stick is much better, so I kind of have to deal. Yeah, let's definitely save. Oh, that's so crazy. The old typewriter using the ink ribbons. Now we have autosave, and it shows in the future Resident Evils. It's crazy. But, for all nostalgic sake, I do absolutely adore the old ink ribbon. Especially the harder the difficulty level, it's really hard to find the ink ribbon. But when you find them, you are saving like crazy because you know that you're going to screw up or there's going to be some souped up enemy that's going to kill you in one shot. It sucks. It absolutely sucks. But it makes the game tense, and it makes you say, conserve your bullets. Conserve your bullets as much as you can. Otherwise, you're absolutely screwed. You're going to lose hours and hours of progress, and it sucks so much. Yeah, I remember. Yep, I remember that too. It's gonna be awkward in terms of Chris's, like, his movement in terms of the camera. It's not on purpose. Just want to make sure. Right, we can't run and move. Not like Resident Evil 2. Right. We had to sit like this. And I think the movement style started in Resident Evil 2. Don't quote me on that. But I think the movements we could run and gun was in Resident Evil 2, or maybe we still had to do kind of like the whole stand and shoot the zombie in the freaking face kind of thing. Yeah, like that. But the Resident Evil 2 remake, obviously you can run and gun, which I highly appreciate. It's very, very needed for this type of game. But you can't deny the old kind of old school like shoot like this. I think there was a health meter in Resident Evil 2 remake too. Yes, I'm praising the heck out of Resident Evil 1. They had gold, and they are running with it. And the series, even though when it got to Boulder punching Chris, their quality came back in Resident Evil 7, and they've been going strong ever since they got to Resident Evil 8, even with DLC. What I'm saying is, despite of what we got, or how Resident Evil can be camp, you can't deny that they are doing very well at this point. I can honestly say they are doing extremely well at this point. I'm actually surprised. Since 1996, they're still going strong. They're a very old title. I appreciate that they basically... Wait. Oh, right. This is it. Yeah. What I appreciate in terms of Resident Evil is they knew that Resident Evil 6 sucked. They were at a point that they wanted to embrace action roots in Resident Evil 4, and they knew by the time they got to Resident Evil 6, we were like, oh my gosh, we kind of went action all the way, and the horror took a back seat. We kind of want to get back to our roots. That's kind of where people actually give a crap, and the whole puzzle solving, that's kind of our bread and butter, and that was kind of our thing. So let's go back to that. In terms of Resident Evil, hold the freaking phone. Now even I gotta do some History 11. Well, History lesson. Give me a sec. Yeah, the guy who started it was Shinji Mikami, who, of course, left by the time we got to Resident Evil 4. Yeah, he directed his final Capcom game, God Hand, which I heard that was pretty... that was a weird game. Then he went to work at Platinum Games, and he did Vanquish. So what games have he done since then? Wait a minute, on February 23rd, 2023, Bethesda Software announced that Mikami will leave Tango Gameworks in the coming months. So he was involved in Hi-Fi Rush, and now he's leaving. What the heck is he gonna do now? My gosh, bro, what is he doing? He's kind of the guy who started Resident Evil, and now he's leaving kind of a game that was influenced by Resident Evil. Evil Within. Literally, Evil Within was influenced by Resident Evil. Oh yeah, he did Ghostwire Tokyo too. My gosh, this guy's been busy. Most of the games that I'm looking at on his list that he created, I freaking played them. Of course he started Devil May Cry. Of course he did. Of course he did. And of course Phoenix Ace Attorney. So the guy's been involved in all the popular franchises that Capcom is still continuing to this day. I mean, Ace Attorney's not stopping anytime soon. I think they ended that series, but I don't think it. I won't be surprised if we get another Ace Attorney. Dude is he's been involved in a lot of projects. I'm seeing if he did Street Fighter 2, not Street Fighter 2, but if he was involved in Street Fighter. Nope, he was involved in Resident Evil. I'm sorry if I'm doing this history lesson, but come on. Shinji Mikami he's earned my respect. Enough said. He has earned my respect, and that's not going to change anytime soon. Also, Tokuro Fujiwara also was involved too. Yep, what works have he done? Really, the last work he's done is Ghost and Goblins Resurrection. Hey, I think we should acknowledge the guy too. We haven't seen him for like a while. Oh, okay, he formed his own studio, Whoopee Camp. So, he hasn't done any other titles since 2021. Okay, good to know. Alright. But enough talk. Let's get started. Alright, it's been 16 minutes. I didn't mean to go into history lessons, but come on. Resident Evil has been around probably when we were all kids, or just before we were even born. It's been around for a very long time. I would be surprised if Resident Evil, or whoever's the current developer for Resident Evil series at this point, since Shinji Mikami already left like years ago, then, I mean, how much Resident Evil can you do until you're like, time to end the storyline? Anyway. Yep, the Spencer Mansion. My gosh, it's so iconic. It's so iconic. There's nothing... Okay. Ah! I don't mean to do that weird Audi. It's the controller. So if it's kind of weird, it's the controller. That's exactly what's going on. Oh, okay, ink ribbon. Yeah, I'll definitely need that. I think we can put that... Yeah. Oh my gosh, it gave me 12. I was not expecting that. Interesting. Fine wine. Now all we need is smooth jazz and we'll have a party. Obviously we're gonna do this. So, if we sing like, sing us a song, you're a piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Are we all in the mood for a melody? Okay, we're done. My gosh, dude, you play for shit.
It's me, Chris.
Rebecca.
That sounded like Moonlight Sonata.
A horrible version.
Can you play?
So not only is she a medic, she's an expert piano player. What are the odds? She's off key, but much better than Chris boulder punching Redfield. Oh my gosh, that was a thing. Yeah, off key.
What was that?
My interpretation is off a little. Let me practice for a while.
Yeah, might as well. Wait, weren't you supposed to be taking care of the other guy?
Sure. But don't get too carried away.
Oh, I won't.
Hey, she got her own game. You can give her all the time you want. Just saying. Rebecca is practicing the piano because of puzzle. Resident Evil, you had gold. This is really one of their earlier titles. Huh? Hey, what's this? Ah, something's there. Hold on. Oh wow, she's getting slightly better. Seems like some door. I thought there was a door. Hold on. At least I thought there was a door. Also appreciate that Resident Evil 1 had some creepy moments. Creepy and actually creepy zombies. Creepy dogs, too. First time you hear the dog coming through, you're just like, oh, crap. I was not expecting you there. Also, zombies actually look like actual zombies. By the time we got to Resident Evil 5, the zombies were just kind of now cartoon characters at that point. Nothing against it, I think it was just because there was a new direction, and Macaulay was involved, so of course there was a new developers, and probably time constraints, and possibly... I think they just wanted to add a co-op feature too with Resident Evil 5. I'm always creeped out with the door opening like that. Not on purpose, it's just creepy. Alright, where do I need to go now? While she's practicing. Actually, I have a key. But where's this key go? Oh yeah, the mansion key. Well, let's go explore a little bit. I'm always creeped out with the doors opening. It's not the fact that I'm expecting a zombie after I open the door, it's just the fact they open so slowly. And, wait, what's going on? Shotgun. Ew. Well, I'll get the remake. It's props. It's absolutely disgusting and creepy. Of course it's locked. Ah, lock and load. Oh, hold on. Are you up? Let's get my knife. Just have to be sure. A good zombie is a dead zombie. That's what my policy is. Gosh, it's so retro. I bet anybody who played the original Resident Evil 1 on the PlayStation 1 are getting just kind of nostalgic. And I don't blame you guys for being nostalgic. It's a great moment, it's a great puzzle. Just the fact that basically the Moonlight Sonata opens another secret room, and you were expected that when you probably found the object the very, very first time around. I think that's pretty neat. I just like that it is that feature. I like that basically a survival horror game is focused on puzzles. And I'm glad that Resident Evil went back to its roots of the survival horror, but more of the horror aspect, and just kind of like... Yeah, I enjoy Resident Evil 7 for that reason. I don't know what's going to be my favorite Resident Evil. It's probably going to be RE2 remake, and also it's probably going to be RE4 and probably RE4 remake. But you can't deny Resident Evil 1 without it. Basically, Resident Evil 4 wouldn't just be the hype it is, and wouldn't be all that great without Resident Evil 1. Yes, it's action heavy, and yes, people might be kind of pissed at that, but there's a reason why Resident Evil 4 is revered. Reverend? Reverend? I feel like I'm butchering it. Yeah, there's a reason why Resident Evil 4 is pretty much praised like nonstop. There's a reason why we got a Resident Evil 2 remake. There's a reason for a lot of stuff in terms of Resident Evil. Capcom knows what they're doing at this point. I was worried about Capcom by the time we got to pretty much Street Fighter V, but they kind of restored our confidence in them when they did Street Fighter 6. Like, they really wanted to do this for a long while, and it freaking worked. Okay, so... just have to be sure. Yeah, I think his name was Brad. Was his name Brad? Because how the heck did Rebecca just... Why did Rebecca just leave basically an injured patient by himself where zombies are running around? Is this safe room absolutely secure that he can do this? I guess she felt really confident that he would not be hurt. Alright, well. We could probably go back and she probably will be better. Oh wait, no, let's put the extra ammo... Let's put the extra ammo in that storage box. We don't really need extra handgun ammo because we'll find some later on. I guarantee it. $26 ammo. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much fine at this point. Alright, here we go. Like I keep saying, it's such a delight to come back to Resident Evil. I'm just not disappointed. Every time I come back to it, I'm never disappointed. Because, considering what their future games are like, I can see why people have stuck out with the Resident Evil series franchise. I can see why. Wait. That was weird. Thought I saw something. Of course it's locked. Wait. R2. Map. Right. Well, let's go this way. Gosh, that Dorif sound effects really still creeps me out to this day. Yeah, we haven't gone through here, so let's see what's over here. Alright, so we need a helmet type of key. Good to know. trying to think of any other place we haven't gone yet. Ah, freaking crows. This thing freaks me out every time. Yeah. Capcom really knew, or more specifically, Shinji and Fujiwara? Yeah, they knew what they were doing with their game. Seems like she got better. Oh yeah, she definitely got better. I was only gone for like 10 minutes and she got remarkably better. Impressive.
Chris! Chris! I think I got it.
Why'd you say it twice? Oh my gosh, you improved in 10 minutes of game time. I'm actually impressed.
Practice makes perfect.
That's what I'm saying. And
What's
secret,
this?
a secret entrance, Rebecca. A secret entrance. My gosh. This girl is not only a medic, she has mad piano skills. Respect on that.
Be careful, Chris.
I mean, you could come with me. I mean, you just left Brad on his own, so why the heck can you not come with me? You have mad piano skills. You have a gun. And you're apparently a medic. How the heck? No wonder you have your own game. You can literally do everything you Deus Ex Machina. Yeah, of course she is. She's in a pretty much a expensive mansion full of zombies. Well, wait till you play the future games, Rebecca. Besides Resident Evil 5 as a cameo, has she been in any main games since Resident Evil 1? I had to actually look back. When's the last time Rebecca's been in a game? I mean, we've seen her in movies and film and animation, but we haven't really... Hold the phone, I'm gonna have to look that up. Not like, I'm not gonna go ahead and look it up now. Alright. Hello. What's this? Trevor's diary. Alright. November 24th, 1967. 11 days have passed since arriving on this estate. How did I end up like this? A guy in a lab coat brought me a meager plate of food and said, "Sorry to put you through this, but it's for security reasons." That's when it hit me. It all makes sense now. There are only two people that know the secret of this mansion, Sir Spencer and myself. If they kill me, Sir Spencer will be the only person that knows that secret. But for what purpose? It doesn't matter now. It's too dangerous here, my family, I hope they're alright. I decided to escape. Jessica, Lisa, I pray you are safe. November 26, 1967. How can I be careless? Or how can I be so careless? I lost my favorite lighter, the one Jessica gave me for my birthday. Now it's going to be much harder to escape this dark place. November 13th, the date when my fate was sealed, my aunt was hospitalized. Just 3 days before that, Jessica and Lisa said they were going to visit her. I wish I could have been there with them. But wait, even as I'm writing, my memory is coming back to me more vividly. Just before I passed out, I remember the man in the lab coat said something like, "Most likely your family is already... I pray for their safety." Whoa, what the... November 27, 1967. Somehow I managed to get out of that room, but getting out of this mansion won't be easy. I had to get past all the booby traps, tiger eyes, gold album. I have to try and remember for my own sake. Interesting. That seemed very important. I have to remember that. That's the helmet one. Gold emblem. Of course I'm trapped in. Hey! Rebecca, play Moonlight Sonata so I can get the hell out of here. Bet if I examine the gold emblem, I'm gonna find something important. Oh. I was expecting some special item. I guess not. Ah! Alright, so we need an emblem to replace this one, so we can take the emblem to point A to point B. In other words, this emblem is going to be used for something important, and we're going to have to kind of like, okay, cool. Easy. I imagine in the storage box I had some emblem, and then I can just remove it, put it in this one, and then we'd be done with this. Okay, cool. I don't see an emblem here. I didn't think so. There is something over here. Nope, nothing there. Alright, time to put my thinking cap and try to figure out what to do. Alright, obviously we have to go where the item box is. Nope. I had to have an emblem, right? Yep. I called it. And so we put the emblem there, and it's going to activate a puzzle. That makes total sense. So I was very close by. Yes! Thank you! Because knowledge is power. Alright, well this is easy. Oh, well, right. I can't carry more items, can I? Yep, so I had to put the ink ribbon in the storage box before I could do this. Ah! Right. Unlike, basically, Resident Evil 2 Remake, where there's, like, I think there was an upgrade system, we had to, basically, put, like, our objects by itself. Okay, well, yep, I had to do that. I knew there was a reason why I put the emblem there. For safekeeping, and I knew I was going to use it for a puzzle. That makes total sense. My gosh, Resident Evil, you were clever in the very first game. I'm glad you were puzzle heavy. Now, I appreciate that you guys went action heavy in your later titles. I appreciate it. It's until you went basically balls to the wall too action heavy. Respect for you guys committing to your action heavy kind of camp that you guys were already known for since the very, very first game. But I am glad you guys took a chance. Resident Evil 6 was probably the worst. Resident Evil 6 was the worst, and it shows. And not only the reviews, it shows. Just in its quality and its quantity. Well, quality, really. Hold on. Gosh, it always freaks me out when it's too quiet. Because I'm waiting for the super zombie to show up. Those guys are freaky. Not only are they tough, they're just freaky. Yep, it's gonna be a sad day because they literally can end Resident Evil. They really have no reason to continue the series. In fact, it could end it pretty much if they do a Resident Evil 9, which that's a very most likely because of the DLC for Resident Evil 8, I just won't be... Will I be sad if Resident Evil series ends? I kind of want Resident Evil to end. Not anytime soon, but in terms of story context, I think they could, because they did actually, Capcom did, end basically Devil May Cry, which even I was shocked that they did. But it had a good run, being around for 18 years. Wait, did it come out in 2000? The very first Devil May Cry? Or did it come out in 2001? Well, don't quote me on that. I thought it came out like early 2000. Well, anyway. I'm curious, what IP has Capcom owned? Because they have owned a lot of things. In terms of franchises, I'm just going to name a few. So, of course, you guys already know that they are pretty much Street Fighter, that's their bread and butter. Marvel vs. Capcom, Mega Man, Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, before we finish, Dead Rising, Monster Hunter, Sengoku Bazara. Isn't that kind of like Dead or Alive spin, but I guess it's Capcom? Onimusha? I might mispronounce it. Ace Attorney. What else is there? Oh yeah, Beautiful Joe. Yeah, they have owned pretty much a lot. Oh yeah, including Dragon Dogma and Monster Hunter. Where is it that? Okay. Yeah, I already saved. Okay. When you were a normal guy. I keep forgetting that basically when Chris was a normal guy before he became pretty much bodybuilder steroid junkie. Not steroid junkie. But let's face it, dude gets jacked. He gets jacked by the time he gets to Resident Evil. Resident Evil 5, I mean. And then he goes back to kind of normal size-ish by Resident Evil 6, but dude is just built like a freaking truck. There's a reason why he's able to punch a boulder. And yes, it was as campy as you can imagine. I'm so gonna make a joke by the time we get to that point. I'm gonna make it a joke. I know I'm gonna make a joke. I can't wait to get to Resident Evil 5 because, fun fact, Resident Evil 5 was my first Resident Evil game. It's kind of crazy. I actually played the older titles after... Yeah, I replayed the older titles after Resident Evil 5. So my second Resident Evil game was Resident Evil 1. And at that point, then I got pretty much every game... Pretty much every main Resident Evil. It's not that I don't want to play Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2. I'm just waiting for it to come to PlayStation Plus Extra Freedom, or wait for it to come for a discounted price. Yes, I'm aware there might be a discounted price already. But I'm kind of looking forward... I know I'm talking more than usual, but I can't help it. I'm pretty much a Resident Evil fan at this point. They just have maybe one bad game. Well, actually, that's not true. Resident Evil, not Outbreak. Resident Evil Operation City or something. Operation Raccoon. I don't know. There was a horrible Resident Evil game, but when it sticks with the main series, besides Resident Evil 6, they have actually delivered on the Resident Evil games that they wanted. They clearly had a vision, and they have done well since 1996, except for Resident Evil 6. Oh no, I have not forgotten Resident Evil 6. Even I have it. I have it. I played only an hour, or a few minutes of it. No, not even an hour. Just 30 minutes. I can see why people thought Resident Evil was dead. Yeah, I know, it's unnecessary to do this again, to do something like this. but we kind of have to do it because this is Resident Evil 1, so the mechanics of if you have too many inventory spaces, and it's like very first game, so. And also, I googled it. Chris Redfield, how he has 6 inventory spaces, so he can't carry more than 6 items. And so, if you have too many items, you have to go all the way back to the checkpoint, which might be daunting, but I do not mind this because that's Resident Evil 1's bread and butter to kind of like really make you think and really make you think of how to solve the puzzles in a very natural and organic way. I appreciate the puzzles. I am not dissing it. Resident Evil 1 has earned my respect for its puzzles. The fact that we all have to kind of Google how to solve these puzzles is a testament of great gameplay design. Resident Evil started kind of puzzles and survival horror, and hey, it's freaking cool. Why is he posing? Well, anyway. Yeah, I'm back. Had to step away for a minute, but... Alright, well, I know how to solve this. These are actually really clever puzzles.
Were you all right in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't in there a lot. I mean, 2 minutes the best. Not even... Pretty much a second. Alright, time to do this. Yep. It's kind of funny. She gets her own game by Resident Evil 0. I really can't remember besides the anime movies. I wouldn't say, yeah, they're anime movies. I don't know if that's canon. Oh, right. We have to put the gold emblem there. Gosh, it's so authentic. This feels like something that was made for PS1. Yep, there we go. Yeah, okay. Even I can't remember what it is in terms of that. I had to look this one up. That's a golden arrow, not the chemicals. Yeah. Yeah, guys, give me a second because it's been a while. I remember before, but it's been a little while. Yep, doing that. Shouldn't get. That shouldn't take long. Yep, and that. Okay, move the large gear left twice. And then we get the shell key. But I already knew that. Alright, so we have to turn the large one, so... Yeah, left. We have to do it, like, twice. Large, and we have to turn it again. Alright, stop. There we go! And now we have the shell key. Actually, let me examine this one. I don't know what we have. Wait, what the heck? An armor key. Well, that's gonna be useful. And... this key is... a shield key. Shield bro. Nice! So we have an armor key and a shield key. Alright, we definitely want to save because it's been 52 minutes. Darn it! Really? Time has flown by. Time has flown by that fast. I was about to say flew. It's flown by that fast. Alright, in terms of the map, because I'm making a mental note to myself too. Yeah, there's that key, and there's actually a few places we can go now that we have the armor and the shield key. Now we can actually explore thoroughly in this game, and it's going to be freaking awesome. Because that's what I appreciate about Resident Evil 1. When you saw the puzzles, they give you, like, pretty much the crest keys, which that might seem annoying to a degree, but it's not annoying. It actually really adds to the game. That's just called great gameplay design. Pretty much going from point A to point B, from pretty much solving puzzles to unlock special keys to unlock special doors to get to certain points. It just feels like by the time you get to the game, you just feel like a puzzle master or a person who's really, really just like, not like, I wouldn't say imaginative, but someone who's really aware of their surroundings. And adapts to a situation that is not exactly clear-cut. Yeah, when I'm looking at the walkthrough, pretty much non-linear in terms of non-linear structure, it really works for this game. I cannot stress how cool it is. That is absolutely cool. Yeah, I'm a fanboy of basically Capcom of this. Well, what do you expect after pretty much my first... If I had to say what was my first Capcom game, Street Fighter 2, I think that was my first one, because I only played Resident Evil in my college to currently today. Those are kind of my survival horror if I need to get to a good survival horror. Alright.
You should be fine with a little more time.
How the heck did you get back here fast? In fact, you were back at the piano room, as I like to call it, and you somehow got all the way back here? What the hell? How did you get back here? Deus Ex Machina, indeed. Okay, well, let's just not question it. Let's just roll with it, I guess. Man, I hate to leave it like this because I was having actually a lot of fun. There's just so much to do and so much to explore at this point. If I look at the map, yeah, there's so many places I can go now. Because now I have two major keys that will, in fact, it expands the Spencer Mansion. It expands it in the very natural organic way. But we have to end it here because we gotta continue on with our marathon. So yeah, there will definitely be more Resident Evil, obviously, since I have Resident Evil 1, clearly, since I played it, all the way to Resident Evil Village. Yes, I have Resident Evil Village. I currently own all of the mainstay Resident Evils, the main series, especially, not Revelations. The only reason I would do Revelations is basically we got like a good amount of subscribers. Yeah, that would be one thing. Resident Evil Revelation went for a sales price, we get a good amount of subscribers. Or just like there's a requested like, dude, you have done every Resident Evil mainstay that we know that is out for Resident Evil. Please do Revelation. We implore you to do Revelations. That's the only reason. If people are demanding me to play Resident Evil Revelations, I will go ahead and consider that in the mind and probably do it. Alright, well, of course you can leave that like, comment, or subscribe, and have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and stay tuned. Wait, I should have just said stay tuned, because I'm still doing just a few more. Well, anyway, let's end it here.